choppers, better took those risks. Hold one of my fists, we fire starters. Let's go. One out of a million will reach those heights. Always had a feeling that I won't deny that work. Never could toss. Look at my eyes, I'm on the rise.
nice consistent placement to get them there. But those will be your 8 trios moving on from this week. Excited to see how Asia looks like in the next week as well.
Oh man, guys, we move ever closer to grand finals. Every week we take one step closer to seeing those final lobbies and seeing all these trios in action. Now, of course, let's take a moment and talk about the results from EU yesterday and see which teams did come out on top. And there at the top, we've got Chapix, Milan, and Queasy. I mean, just to be clear, if you didn't watch yesterday, this team qualified in 34th. So they missed week 1's playing by 1 placement. This week, though, however, they're back with a vengeance.
Listen, it's one word with 2 syllables. It's called Unleashed. And maybe I'm glad they went there in week number 1, because I'm not sure if we could handle all that action there, plus Queasy, Milan, and Chapix. Right now, it's them, Kazix, 4ZR, and Nate as well, the guys who overall came first in week number 1, together at the top, away from everyone else at the moment. There's an insane more than 30-point difference there. Past that, too, Hen, Disiptos, Putrick, and Fourth, a big other trio to look out for.
Unleashed may be one word, but it certainly is not 2 syllables, it is 3. And in third place, it certainly is not 2 syllables, it is 3. And in third place, it certainly is not 2 recently to get up into third. They're a little bit behind, obviously, the second to third. But as we said, these teams in these other regions are really able to pick it up on day 2, learn from the mistakes on day 1, and kind of capitalize on that. They've been playing really, really consistently, nearly always getting into that top 10, apart from their first 2 games. So if they manage to continue that today, it's going to be interesting to see how they do.
And the difference in Europe in these boards from what we were seeing in OCE and Asia is the top 15 actually move on and go towards those heats. So right now, this is just the day 1 results. We have Raxo, Kame, and Artor. They're 76 points, 19 eliminations overall. You can see they have the least out of all the other teams on that page. That's because they're playing so consistently in placement. They're making every endgame. They're making the right decisions to make sure they're at that top 8 slot. 15 is that number, though, and Blaster, Nikov, and Alpha are there holding it down with 47 points.
And Raxo, Kame, and Artor, something you picked up on. They're really, really consistent on their placements. And it actually shows they had 2 second place victories, but didn't manage to get the victory royale there. So 2 second places, very, very consistent. We're just now seeing the teams who are just kind of slipping outside of the top 15. Boyer, Kaiser, and his trio just right there. But these guys are really, really in contention to qualify next week. No problem.
And all these people on this page too, they're hungry. Like, just because you're 16 to 20 does not mean you're out at all. Even all the way till game 6 today, I guarantee every single person is going to be playing at full throttle, trying to get in and qualify for those heats.
And this is kind of like that last chance, right? Coming in from today specifically. You have 6 games to make it. You can come on through, kind of secure that spot, and then you have to worry kind of going forward. You don't have to worry about a wild card or series points. You just get to go. With that being said, boys, let's take a moment here and talk about predictions. You two and our casters in EU made some predictions on which teams you guys thought would be the overall winners. So we'll take a moment, break this down. Sundown went first. He chose Hen, Disiptos, and Putrick. These guys right now are in 4th place. Overall, they did very, very well. They only had 2 games outside of top 10, and both of those games were within top 20 finishes, finding themselves in the 4th place spot. Pretty good, pretty strong. We'll have to see how they do today. Shayo, let's see with you now.
Yeah, I mean, just in terms of Sundown's prediction, I might have to rename it over to Sunrise in terms of his gamer tag, because this trio is shining comparatively to all these other predictions on the page. For me, Mongrel, Mitro, Tayson landing at Starks uncontested, I would assume would have a very good placement in just day number 1, but there were some issues in the mid-game, slightly end-game as well. Day 2 is all about learning, implementing all those changes, and playing better. So I want to see these guys rise towards the top. They are in that top 15, but they can definitely score a lot higher today.
Next up, we had Sancho, who went with Stompy, Reefsguard, and Scram. Now, these guys, unfortunately, they didn't have the greatest day yesterday. They only had most of the games were top 25 with a single game in top 26th. However, again, 6 new days or 6 new matches today. So they'll have that second opportunity to rise in the ranks, and we'll have to follow them and see if that can be pulled off. Reese, let's round out predictions with you.
We've already gone through how they're such a good placement team, how great they are just generally, but you know, they've been consistent through most of the tournament so far. In the FNCS warm-ups that we had 3 weekends ago, they ended up 3rd. Last week they came up 10th, and they've been doing very, very well overall. So I'm just interested to see consistently how they're going to play today, and I'm putting my money on them.
I mean, right now they're holding strong in 8th, right? And after 6 matches, they could bump all the way up to 1st place. It just depends on how they can perform today. Now, guys, of course, if you missed out on the action yesterday, don't worry. Shy Inrings, they've got you covered. We put together a series of all the victory royales that happened yesterday across the 6 games, and these two will break it down for us. So, guys, I'm going to toss it over to you to do so.
Absolutely. Thank you, Zeke. You called it action. I'm going to put an extra word in front of it and call it fast action, because yesterday, EU went by in a blink of an eye, honestly, right? And it all started with Queasy, Milan, and Chapix. Their first win just kind of skyrocketed them to even get more and more. Past that, we can see that on EU, there are a bunch of heroes in that top 5 slot, but actually, no, to start off the day, it was Swag, Snape, and Miro to pick things up all the way from Stark Pond. There was a heal game at the very end, a 1v2 down at the bottom, but Swag actually saved it all the way towards that back spot.
And game 2 is taken by Kiriachi, Stormyrai, and Rotary, a team we've seen with names repeat over and over again. These guys have been really consistent for a long time, and it's great to see them pick up the victory royale. They haven't ended up getting up towards that top 3 slot yet, but if they continue to have placements that they're clearly capable of, huge elimination victory royales, this is something that they could really propel them through day 2 to get that 1st place and 2nd place slot.
Oof. Absolutely. Every single show, it looked like at the end, had a lot of organization. There weren't as many, 1x clutches, and if there were, it was in a form of a heal-off. You can see it here with Chapix. He had so much time and room, though. These guys made so much pressure down on the map that they got to use shockwaves offensively to pick up a win, and then in the next game, brought it right back and got another one. Back-to-back, all trios alive at the end. Another offensive shockwave play from Chapix to push people out, and he just wraps it up with easy pumps and a drop-down shot to wrap up the game.
You know, when you have that many shockwaves left in the game, clearly you've been doing something really well in that late game. Not wasting them, only using them when you really need to. And in game 5, we're returning with our game 1 winners of Snape, Miro, and Swag. So this is 2 victory royales for these guys. They are currently in 5th position after 2 victory royales, so a little bit more inconsistent, but this is clear. If these guys are getting to that end game set up well, they're really popping off.
That's all about knowing your moment and trying to just to claim and capture it 100%. To Zip those Hen and Putrick, the reason they're 4th overall, the reason they're all the way up high is because of playing a little bit consistently, but also this big win that they got towards the back